whole stop and start.
All right, we're rolling.
I'm tired, Billy.
What do you mean we're rolling?
I don't work well
countdown?
tired.
No, don't worry about it.
I've got to turn it back on then.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Welcome, guys.
Hey.
Here we are.
We made it.
Yeah, man. Multicam pod number 5, AIA Digital Marketing. Here we are.
5. Look at us pushing out content.
There's no need for me to say welcome, as a matter of fact, because you've both been here all day.
All day.
All damn day. Working our asses off.
I had a sleep in though.
Getting results for our clients. Wade, you did have a sleep in.
Must be
What's
nice.
with that, man?
Glorious.
Love sleep-ins. Woo! Sleep-ins! Fun. So we're here to talk about sales, right? Business sales. Is that right?
Righto.
Joe, you're the man for this. As much as I'd like to see myself as a pretty avid, crafty sales guy, I think that you're up there, man. I
Thank
think
you.
You're up there.
Yeah.
Wade, I've seen you do some persuading in your time as well. Quite persuasive.
Easy peasy.
When all you do all day is pitching to people.
Yeah. You get
Tend to
pretty
get
good
quite
at it.
good at it,
That's
yeah.
right. You pick things up along the way.
That's right.
I've noticed that you brought a couple of books, Joe.
Got
today.
a little library in the office here, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So we moved to the new office. I thought we'd
Start stocking
start
up.
stacking books.
That's the so-called library.
I haven't brought mine
Yeah,
in
I
yet.
mean-
All right, why don't we start by running through them? For the listeners out there today, we're talking about sales, business sales techniques, persuasion techniques, objection handling techniques, and different styles. And is that right?
Sure.
Would you say? So let me turn that thing off.
Yeah.
guys.
That
It's gonna be annoying.
that
Mute-
knows that you're
your
getting
phone.
That has to
getting
stop.
sales.
Yeah. So
It's a notification of a sale.
Yep.
we've got Crom chiming in as well, guys. Should we bring him in?
Yeah, if he's free, let's go.
Why not? Let's see what happens. Crom Salvatera.
Second ring. He's keen.
Crom, welcome on board,
Hello.
mate. How are you?
Oh, hey, good mate.
Good.
Sorry about that.
No
We're
worries.
here now. Sounds
Yes.
Have you got him on FaceTime?
We're live and on air. Yep. I've
Turn
got
it
the
around.
team
Put him
here.
next to you.
Put it
Got
on the
here.
camera.
How am I going to do that?
Get him in the room.
Aim it at the lens.
Just
Oh, just
hold
like
him.
this?
Yeah.
Hold him next to your face.
or out a
next
little
45
bit, and
minutes.
He'll look like he's in the chair.
Oh, yeah, like that?
What we could do.
My
is
arm's going to get tired.
We could tape your phone to the chair.
Guys, we're live here. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Tape my arm to the chair.
No, tape the phone to the chair.
Crom, mate, thank you for joining us. It's nice to meet you
Yeah. So
Thank you.
because I can
Thank
see
you.
Crom.
Yeah.
Likewise.
You're so far away.
what I might try to do, Crom, is like just position the phone so I don't have to hold it. Just like that. So you get some sense of the studio, and I don't have to hold
Okay.
it. We'll see if this works. Why not? There's a first for
Yeah,
everything,
I
right?
would just do my test. Can you guys test? Testing 1, 2, 3. Can
Yeah,
you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you
We
loud
can
and
hear you
clear.
loud and clear, man.
Oh,
You got the
yeah.
levels just right.
There you go.
So, Crom, mate, Crom, you've been in digital marketing for a while. We're planning on kind of talking loosely about the topic of sales, generally, and then also maybe if we can dive into some digital marketing. But before we do that, I know a bit about you, Crom. We go back quite a way, but I want to just give you the opportunity to share with us and with our audience a little bit about yourself, if that's cool. What are you doing at the moment?
Yeah,
I know
sure.
You're into,
I mean, where do you want me to start? I mean, in the beginning, I was born, that kind of stuff.
you were?
No, I was born. Okay, it's funny because I'll tell you my story about marketing in general.
Yep.
When I was in after university, I decided to become a nurse. So I thought that was a great idea. Yep. Obviously, I wasn't cut to be a nurse, and I was working for a company called a startup called Virgin Mobile.
Yes.
Right.
Startup.
Then when they were a startup, and that was in the year 2000. And
Yes.
then what happened was we're about to launch and enter the market, and the market was like, okay, there's Optus there, there's Telstra there, and there's
Yep.
one Tel there, and then my boss goes, hey, Crom, do you want to meet Sir Richard Branson?
Yeah.
And I went, yeah, okay, sounds good, cool. So the first, I would even say the first time I really got exposed to marketing is when Sir Richard Branson drove a tank across the Harbour Bridge.
Oh, wow. He did
I
that?
think yeah, he did that. So as you can imagine, driving a tank across the Harbour Bridge nowadays is unthinkable, right?
Yes.
So we did that, and it was great. He he went through the toll booth,
Yep.
and the boom gate. Imagine the booth or the toll collector
Yes.
comes out and goes. Sir Richard Branson goes, here's your money, and I think back then it was about $2.50 for a toll.
Yep.
Paid that, and then we ended up in the Hyatt.
Yep.
And then he goes, watch this, and he goes to the parking attendant. He goes,
Yes.
here you go, mate. Park the tank. Right. It was great. It was
Yeah.
great.
Wait a minute. Who to?
And
To you?
no. This Richard Branson went to the person that parks
To the
car.
parking attendant. Of course, he said to the parking attendant.
Yeah,
"Park it."
right.
to the
Here
valet.
you go. He
Yes.
hands the keys to. Yeah, that's right. He hands the keys to the
Keys to the tank.
the keys to the tank and go, here you go, mate. Park it.
Yes.
And there was media everywhere. And that's when I went, oh, what are we doing? Right? And it was all over the news. It was the talk of the town.
Yep.
And there and then I decided, okay, this is what I really want to do. I want to do marketing,
Yeah. Cool.
you know.
Cool, man.
And
That's-
then I left nursing and studied again. And my first job as a marketer, I was blessed, and it was with Hasbro,
Yes.
and it was Dungeons and Dragons, Transformers, Star Wars, all the geeky games that you can think of.
Oh man, that
It
sounds
was
like
handed
fun.
to me. Oh mate, it was fun. It was
Yeah. Cool.
and from then on, I just kept on going.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Nice.
17 years later, I'm still here.
What were you doing was it Hasbro? With
Yeah,
the Dungeons and
correct.
Dragons, and what was your role?
I actually started as an events coordinator.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't even a marketing assistant. I became a marketing coordinator eventually, and rose through the ranks and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But my job was to make sure everybody plays the game,
Yeah. Right.
and I was in
Kind of
a-
sells itself,
a-
doesn't it? That stuff. I mean, for me.
Yeah, well, yeah and no, because it was in that moment in time where, let's say, Dungeons and Dragons, and also a card game called Magic: The Gathering.
Yes.
They're both owned by Wizards of the Coast, which is a subsidiary of Hasbro.
Yes.
Back then, anyway. And what happened was, it was on that shift where we're still playing cards, we're still, using books and tables and having a conversation around the table, right?
Yep.
And in the next maybe 2 to 3 or 4 years of that, digital took over,
Yep.
right? So it was in that point where Google was brand new, where you write copy and you submit it to the dev team, and they're the ones who will upload it on the website.
Yep.
It wasn't like now where, all right, I'll take care of this. Okay, it's live now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it was a different time back then, and also TVs
When is this, man? What year?
and below the line marketing was
Yes.
still the way to go.
When was this?
I'm gonna reveal my age. 2004.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Just fresh into the new millennium.
Yeah, it was fresh in. It was it was literally buy a game. There's no online streaming.
Yep.
iTunes.
Isn't it
was-
amazing now? Like you buy a PlayStation or an Xbox or a Nintendo, and you want a new game, you just download it.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to eBay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't have to go to what's it called,
Yep.
EA Sports or any of the other gaming places. It's just there
GameStop.
at your fingertips. GameStop.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, this is how crazy it is. My daughter the other day, she loves that game Just Dance, where you
oh
dance
yeah,
and you
man.
get
I played that
scored.
the other night with my daughter. Man, we were
well,
busting moves,
I
man.
downloaded the app.
Yeah.
Mate, I downloaded the app,
Yes.
and there's a QR code on the website,
Yes.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And
That
then
easy.
you play online.
Yeah, man.
That's easy.
It's a fun game.
That's
I
insane,
actually,
hey?
I think it's helping me because I dance like a kind of a bit of a bell end. And
What's
so
a bell end for all of our international audience?
I dance like someone who should not be dancing at all.
Like a bit of a dickhead.
Should be like a bit of a dickhead, Joe. That's right. Bit of a bell end.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's more Joe's language.
Do you do the Elaine dance? From Seinfeld?
Yeah, that's me. That's me all over. Just uncoordinated, just total spaz out. So,
That's great, man.
cool. Yeah. So you should. You don't want to see it. So
On the next podcast, Billy dancing.
Yeah. Yeah, cool, Crom. And what about more lately? I know that you've been through. You've had a couple of things that you've had running over the years. I met you first. Maybe was it about 7 or 8 years ago? Now,
It was something like that. Yeah, absolutely.
You were kind of ahead of the curve at the time. You were talking about some stuff that's actually happening now. I think you were heavy into email marketing at that stage. From memory.
Yeah, absolutely. I read, and please don't quote me on this one. I think it was a book by Seth Godin.
Yes.
And
called This Is Marketing.
It's called I think Permission Marketing or something like that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it talks about permission marketing.
Yes.
And it was brand new. I mean, in case the audience don't know this, Seth Godin is, well,
God.
as far as marketers are concerned,
Yeah.
a god.
Yeah, man. He's good.
And he kind of invented email marketing.
Yeah, man. Yeah. His books, they're so dense as well. He's so
Information.
Genius.
yeah. He's just got so much knowledge that reading through one of his books once is like you've got to read it at least 2 or 3 times to be able to even absorb a fraction of what's in there.
That's right. And back then, Gmail, Google, email was new-ish.
Yes.
Yeah.
People still check every single email that they received.
Yes.
Back then. Spam is still maybe a meatloaf in a can.
Yeah.
Right? Rather than what it is now.
Yep.
But yeah, he invented that, and he pretty much said you need permission to engage people rather than interrupt them all the time.
Yes.
And that rang a bell with me. I'm going. So I thought, hang on. So all I need to do is to get as many email addresses as I can.
Yes.
And that should do the trick. And mind you, this is like, what, 06, 07?
Yes.
Was it like that? No, sorry, start again. That was about 7 years ago. Not 26.
I think it was 2014 or 15. Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
The good old days.
The good old days, man.
That's when all you have to do is put as many keywords as you can in the website.
Right. Just jam them in. Yeah, phantom text.
It was also the days that you could go to a client, potential client, and say,
that's an
"I
interesting
will
one.
get you to the top of Google." Right? I will just get you there.
Yeah.
Done. That was the sale.
Yeah, man.
Done.
That and they'd give you. They go, "You can do that. Here's my credit card."
That's
man.
it.
It's like, let's make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The golden years.
And the big promise was that's a big promise. It's like, what is SEO? Oh, I can get you to page 1. It's like, and the promise wasn't precise. It was like, I can get your website to page 1.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, you mean my
if you
type in my URL,
if
maybe
you type in this paragraph, you'll come up at the top, which includes your business name.
Yeah. So it was a long time ago, and also back then it was those were crazy times because I was social media advertising was so brand new, or even social media in general.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And to the point where people were going, "What, you can make money out of Facebook?" And I went, "Yeah, man."
Yeah.
And when my colleagues were using Facebook to date their friends, I looked at it in a different way. I'm going, how can I make money out of this?
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I really dove into it, and as I unraveled social media marketing, it was more complex than I thought, because there's copywriting there. It has to be creative, right? You got to have headlines. You got to have an audience. You know, it wasn't just black and white where, you know, let's come up with absolutely 150 character or 150 words. Let's put that in the newspaper and hope for the best.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
well, you also get an immediate
unusual
response to your creative, right? So you know if what you've just done is working or not. So it's easier to A/B test, I guess, in that sense. I think you might have dropped out there, Crom.
He's back.
Hello?
He's back. You back, Crom?
Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah. So, fantastic. Tell me a bit more about what you're doing now.
Yeah, I'm back.
What are you doing now? You're running Marketing Samurais? Is that what's happening?
Yes, I got a. I got a. I'm in a lot of businesses at the moment, so.
Yep.
So I got an agency called Marketing Samurais.
Yep.
I also work for different companies as well.
Okay.
As head of marketing, head of growth here and there.
Cool.
But I don't really, I guess, peg myself into those like one corner anymore.
Yes.
Just because
you never did, Crom. I've never known you to be someone who pegs themselves into a corner.
Yeah, exactly. And I also have a martial arts school that I'm trying to revive or resurrect after COVID.
Cool, man. Yeah, that was all kind of shut down, right? During COVID.
Oh yeah.
What kind of martial arts is it?
Aikido, I believe.
Yeah. So it's called Aikido.
Japanese.
And Japanese. It's the traditional Aikido, not the soft and peaceful and hippie Aikido.
Yep.
This is the Aikido where Aikido.
Yeah, we actually a bit more old school.
Yep.
Kinda it's closer to jujutsu than the do that you see in YouTube.
Yes.
So yeah. Love
cool. And so that's your school?
Yeah, so there's I have a school. Yeah, it's in Ryde or North Ryde. It's called
cool.
Good Aikido. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So
cool.
I'm trying to revive that. So.
Nice, man.
Get involved.
Yeah, I don't know how you find the time. How many kids have you got, Crom, again? Is it 2 or?
I got 2 kids, man.
Yeah, that's right. I remember last time we spoke. So how do you find the time with 2 kids to be doing all this stuff?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah. Not as easy.
That's the thing. It's not easy. I'll tell you, my weekends are pretty much family.
Yes.
My weekdays are, well, it has to be super organized.
Yes.
Right. And a very forgiving partner.
I'll give you an example. Absolutely. Like my meetings are 30 minutes.
Yep.
It has to have an agenda.
Yep.
The meet and greet is 1 or 2 minutes. Like, hello, how are you guys? Pleased to meet you. And then get into it. Bang.
Yeah. Cool.
You
nice,
know what I
mean? So with all of these, yes. What were you going to say, Crom?
And when we run meetings, we only meet to decide, really.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe ideation as well.
Yep.
Anything outside ideation and decisions, I think you can send it by email or messenger or even WhatsApp.
Yeah, cool. So after all of these years, Crom, in marketing, being involved in digital marketing, email marketing, social ads, what do you think some of the most fundamental basic laws for business owners out there, are going to be the most helpful for them? Have you had any kind of like epiphanies or moments where you've realized that you've just learned something big that's going to be powerful?
Wow, there's a lot because I failed a lot.
Yes.
If I'm going to start a business or anyone that starts a new business, find a niche.
Yep.
And within that niche, find another niche.
Yes.
Niche down.
Well, isn't that's the Seth Godin thing, right?
Double down on your niche.
Book, This is Marketing. I think he talks about psychographics and the minimum viable market. Is that his term that he uses? So if
yeah.
Yeah.
And also something that is very, very obvious, but I don't think a lot of business owners look at it in detail, and that is demand, right?
Yes.
I'll give you an example. I see a lot of ads, especially the Squarespace ads, which sorry for Squarespace if you're hearing this, apologize in advance. But they're preaching it this way: if you have a hobby, just build a website.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what if the hobby is I don't know, collecting soil to feed earthworms?
Mm.
I mean, the demand on that one is probably not a lot,
mm-hmm.
right? Or if there is demand, are the actual people that are in there that need that kind of specialty or thoughts or advice or even services, right?
Yes.
Would they pay for it?
Right. For soil,
right?
For worms? Probably not, because you could just go.
I mean, maybe you can sell worms or farm or,
yes.
you know.
Yeah. I think they're
But
actually,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, cool. So not only does it need to be a niche that is appropriate, that has actually some people in it, but a niche that also has a demand for some
Absolutely.
sort of commodity.
Yeah.
Monetize.
And it's getting people to be let's say be absolutely engaged.
Yes.
That they need to pull their wallet out.
Yes.
Right? Or double click the right side of their mobile phone so they can tap on something and pay for it.
Yes.
Right? Because we are now in a market where a lot of things are free. Like a lot of things are free.
Information, especially.
Well, people expect free
so
now. They expect it now, and they expect it for free.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, absolutely, and that's what I mean.
Yeah. Like at least a teaser or a taster, or like I'm happy to download a game and not pay for it, and I'm happy to put up with in-app purchases as a result of that, or I'm happy to download a free PDF, and I know that I'm going to get emails after that. Like there's an exchange, but it now begins with free, right?
Correct. And having said that, not only people are expecting a lot of things for free, they also want quality free stuff.
Yes.
Right? And the actual consumers now are not just they will give away the email address. They even have email addresses for free stuff.
Right. A separate box that they never check.
Genius.
Yes. Genius.
Or a different email address where I personally have crom.subscription@gmail.com.
Yeah, right.
There you go, guys. I just revealed my subscription email address.
Hit him up.
Good plug.
Goodbye to your inbox, Crom.
So
there you go.
What can businesses do when providing free information or free services, free leave behinds? What can businesses do to monetize that?
Well, that's the thing, and that's $1 billion question. That's $1 billion problem that even Canva has, right? Where a lot of people are using their platform, but turning them from free to even $1 is the $1 billion question.
It's a big step, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. One of the things that is necessary is it easy to do so?
Yes.
Right. I've spoken to a lot of businesses that says this to me. It's like, Crom, we only take electronic funds transfer. Crom, we only take cash, right? So they're leaving money on the table. Okay. On the other side, right? They're even offering like Afterpay or something.
Yes.
Right. So yes, it's easy. People pay them, but they didn't get paid yet because those are installments, right? So you business are seeing this. Okay, we need to get them across, acquire them, get them to sign up, right? And take their money. right? And that's the hard part,
Yeah.
right? And from my point of view, if you whittle down what I do for a living, right? My job is to get people to try or use a product or service or experience it, right? And a lot of working hours and sleepless nights is trying to figure that out.
For each unique individual business,
For
right?
each unique individual business,
Have
from
you got-
martial arts to restaurants.
Have you got any
Yep, go ahead.
examples of recent experiences where you've obviously, without mentioning any business names, where you've kind of done that and it's worked or it's failed or you've learned something? Maybe something you've worked on recently.
Yeah, sure. I'm working with a finance company.
Yes.
Their product is they're teaching people how to invest properly
Yes.
on the market, right? And it's not just straight on investment where you buy stocks and you get stocks. Their way of doing it is called they're called calls, covered calls, right?
Yes.
Anyway, so we get them and to go to a master class,
Yes.
right? From the master class, they enroll.
Yes.
Okay, so the top of the funnel was blogging. So we went through the blogging stage. All right, let's do traffic campaign on Facebook.
Yep.
And then also subsequently a conversion campaign, right?
Yep.
Which is great because it helped the SEO. There's traffic on the website, and people are discovering the brand, right?
Yes.
Now the next part is they need to attend a masterclass because they need to meet the person who's going to train them in the finance, like
Yes.
the financial training. Oh my God, that wasn't easy.
No, that sounds like a lot of big steps to conversion.
That was a lot. That's a lot of big steps.
Well, it's a commitment,
conversion
right?
was
That's a big
absolutely.
commitment.
Is this
Yeah.
the Hansel and Gretel
That's a big
technique
commitment.
where you just leave breadcrumbs?
Except
Along the
some
way.
of those breadcrumbs are entire loaves of bread.
Yes.
That's
So,
correct. And it has to be delicious bread.
did you try anything?
and
What
we-
worked? What didn't work?
Yeah, I even tried, putting pixels everywhere, start a traffic campaign, and whatever we collect, we put them on ad roll, we put them on conversion and lookalike. So that worked, right? And remarket to them. That worked. And then the big bastard came in. Sorry, am I allowed to say bastard here?
Yeah, man.
Bastard.
I've not yet ticked the box on whether or not this is clean in Anchor on the upload.
Well, the beauty of it is we can always edit it out.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
can
we know-
Wait a second.
we can add some
go-
sound effects.
Go ahead and say whatever you want. Confess. Get it off your
Get
chest.
stuck in, Crom.
Everything's safe here within these four
Okay.
walls.
So it was doing well. And then iOS 14 update kicked in.
Yes,
That was the big bastard.
man. That's
So, like a lot of
You know-
businesses, a lot of people tracking online, you're impacted by the iOS 14 update, which stopped any iPhone user giving you their information.
any
when they
iPhone
track
user
through.
that had updated and opted out, which I think most
is
of them
basically all
evidently
of them,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
When was this update?
About a year and a half ago.
Yeah, it kind of was. I think it was by. When it's affected virtually this whole year,
I think it was about November last year.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
about this time last year.
but there was
Yeah,
so
it started about November last year,
yeah.
but it really
As people updated their phones over the course of the last 12
Flagged,
months and kind of opted out of the.
in April and May.
And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
and
And-
since they've
and,
opted out, it's like they're totally.
You can't track return on ad spend or conversions effectively through Facebook anymore. So if someone's using an Apple to take that action,
Okay.
yeah,
I was unaware
Correct.
of that. I should update my iOS.
Yep.
no. Yeah, it's you know how Crom. It's funny. It's funny though that the result of this is people still know that they need to advertise on Facebook. right? So the iOS update came in, and the return on ad spend or the conversion cost per lead metrics blew out, right? In the dashboard and in the reporting. But the let's say e-commerce business owners or the business owners that are paying Facebook still know that Facebook's had a significant impact on their revenue or on their leads. So now what's happened is it's kind of morphed into, as a Facebook ad manager, you now are responsible for their total amount of leads or their total e-commerce revenue, rather than the portion that was historically attributed to the Facebook dashboard. That's kind of seems to be how it's evolved, and we've worked tirelessly here to still try and get around the iOS updates and track things accurately. But without historical data, it's virtually impossible to get a real watertight.
It's virtually impossible. Yeah. It's almost like it removes the I guess the advantage of digital marketing, which is precise.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're almost broadcasting rather than, I want this
conversion campaigns.
This geo target. Correct.
Yeah,
we're almost
response.
broadcasting like TV says. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Correct.
The direct response sort of vibe to digital marketing has changed.
That's right.
Which isn't all that bad anyway for digital marketers and for agencies and stuff. I mean, obviously, it's way more ideal if you can have accurate measurements, but you now become more integrated with their business and responsible for their total turnover or lead count rather than just the ones that you can attribute to Facebook, because you can't attribute them accurately to Facebook anymore. Which has been an interesting way to see it evolve.
If I may be candid here, I believe as a marketer, attribution is it's almost like the philosopher's stone of marketing.
Yes.
If you can't attribute where the leads and the purchases are coming from, how are you going to double down on it?
Yeah.
Or how can you weed out what doesn't work?
Even before
so removing that.
Yeah. I mean, but it was never watertight anyway, right, Crom? Like if you think about different attribution models, and if you think about the problem, when you get people advertising across multiple publishers and especially big budget advertisers, attribution's a nightmare. Because human beings are not like fish. We're not like, oh, we took the bait or we didn't. We see an ad, we click on it, we consider it, we tell our friends, our friend sees it, they tell us about the ad. They saw it on Facebook, then they saw it on YouTube, they got remarketed on LinkedIn or some crap like that. And then a month later, for whatever reason, needed something and decided to go and buy it, right? So where do you attribute that sale? Is it, and you've got Google's last click attribution, first click attribution, data-driven, position-based, time decay attribution. They've tried to offer different solutions for how you want to model your attribution to your campaign. But at the end of the day, you we're complex consumers. You know what I mean? Like we don't.
There's that number, isn't there? It used to be 10 touch points in your advertising to get somebody to get over the line. And that number has blown out to like 40, 50 touch points. Which,
absolutely.
Whether that's market driven or whether it's driven by the advertising, right? We're now able to get your ad in front of so many more people.
Yes.
Targeted for such a lower cost. People that visit your website, you're now going to hit them with remarketing 5 times a day for 20 days.
Yes.
Like the numbers on both sides of that equation, are massively inflating.
Yeah. If it's funny, if you think about an ad, an idea for an ad that we've got that we're working on is someone considering.
Never give out your ideas until they're done, man.
Right. Well,
no offense, Crom. Not at all. But
cool.
this is going on the internet
it's
tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tonight. It's going to be. It's going to be a killer ad. But I guess what I was going to highlight. Thank you for stopping me, Wade. That's good because this is going to be a good ad. I'll send it to you, Crom, when it's done.
Just know it's good.
Okay.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah,
trust us.
But
it's good.
The point that I was trying to make is that the amount of information that we're bombarded with now, we're not just being remarketed to by one business.
Yeah.
We're being remarketed to by maybe up to 100.
Even the business that you work for.
Absolutely.
Man, I see AIA everywhere.
Yes. Good. So that's what also is one of the other reasons you've got. The reason why you need so many touch points is because we're just seeing ads all day long.
Well, and cannibalistic marketing practices as well, right? I mean, you might be remarketed to because you've been to a AIA website.
Yes.
But if you're one of our competitors,
Yes.
or what we might be doing is grabbing you because you've gone to one of our competitors' websites.
Yes.
And saying, hey, we know you're interested in our services because you've shown that through your search behavior. So come and check us out.
Yes.
Give us a go.
Yeah, that's right.
Have a look.
Yeah, the remarketing never hurts. I think for candidates, for HR, for leads that have spoken to the sales guy and been sent a proposal, they should always still be remarketed to. It never really makes any sense to turn it off, even after someone's bought one of your products. Let's say it's a long sales cycle or it's not a repeat purchase. They can recommend it to their friends. Someone else might be using their phone or their device. So,
well, these days as well, the sale is not done when the money is through the door, right? I mean, it's the post-purchase process that you have to keep on top of. Yeah, because there is so much competition in every market out there. Unless you're in a niche of a niche of a niche, and that demand is still strong, the likelihood is you've still got a bunch of competitors out there. So you need to stay on top of your clients and just keep them on board. Keep them on board what you're doing. Yeah,
man. So this is kind of what you were saying before, Crom, as well. In the early days, talking about email, you might sell something to a client for $20. You didn't only get that $20 though, right? You got their visit to your website. You've got them added to your Pixel audience or your Google retargeting audience, your LinkedIn, your TikTok, whatever other remarketing tags you might have on your website, plus their email address, phone number, and their details, right? So that's almost just as valuable, if not more valuable, than the $20 if you can remarket to them and email market to them effectively over the coming years, right?
Yep, totally. But having said that, though, and I will say something bold, and a lot of my peers have said no way, Crom. is I'm noticing email marketing is dead or dying.
Oh,
well, the iOS 15 update, right?
That's a boom. I'll give you an example.
Boom.
Yeah. I'll give you an example.
Yes.
Lead generation, the nurturing part of email marketing in lead generation.
Yes.
After you've acquired the email and you miss the chance of converting them into an actual lead or a customer, so they sit in your environment and you hopefully bombard them with enough blogs and info and content that eventually they'll go, you know what, I'll be a customer.
Yes.
I think that's not dead because it's still happening, but definitely dying or in the ICU.
Yes.
Right.
Why? What makes you say that?
When was the last time you visited your spam box, mate, and had a look at all the emails there?
Yeah, a long time ago. Very rarely. And only if I'm looking for something specific. If someone says, hey, I sent you something, and I go, I can't find it, they go, check your spam box. That's when I'll go.
It's like, that's the only time. Absolutely. Yeah. Email marketing still works on e-com.
Yes.
Especially if you have a kick-ass headline saying Black Friday, 80% off. Of course I'm going to see that.
Yeah.
Right? But the whole
service-based
email marketing
lead gen stuff.
No, it's pretty much dead end.
So you mean primarily around like outbound outreach,
cold email.
Yes.
Yeah, when you sign up, you get the lead. You get a lead magnet or something like, or some form of ebook or anything content, or a new content.
Yes.
Or a masterclass. If your first instance of experiencing the product didn't convert, that's pretty much it.
Yes. Although now what you can do with a list of emails is so much more than just send emails, right? Or the free downloads as well. You've got someone clicks on one of your ads and downloads a free ebook. You get their name and email. You can upload that list as a custom audience, but you can also retarget to anyone who engaged with that ad, right? So I think that it's still okay for top of funnel, but the good old days of being able to send 100,000 emails in one chunk and go, are you free tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock? I've found a way to help businesses in your industry. That made a lot of businesses a lot of money. Right, over the years, Crom.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But you're right. Not only are the spam filters getting better, and the cold email blockers getting better, and people becoming more savvy and more wary of these kinds of emails, but also the email marketing platforms are getting better, right? At blocking you from being able to send 100,000 emails. You know what I mean? To people that you've never emailed before.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the latest news that I heard through the digital marketing grapevine.
Yes.
If iOS 14 changed the game in Facebook, iOS 15 is going to make email marketing invisible.
Yeah. A lot harder.
So you can't even see open rates.
Yes.
You can't even say open rates and click rates. That's a problem now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, man.
So I don't know what's going to happen because that's so brand new. So I got to, let's see how that pans out.
What's the benefits for this changes? Is it like obviously the user, but Facebook and all of this is evolving, and you're saying it's going to be invisible, but that was a revenue generator for that business. So what's their next step?
I mean, it's definitely a question for Apple.
Yes.
And there's something going on between Apple and Facebook.
Yes.
I don't know what it is.
But
I mean, it's too targeted.
Apple hasn't only affected Facebook with this, right? They've affected all publishing platforms. It's not only Facebook they've blocked from tracking ROAS effectively or leads effectively. It's it's everyone. It's Google Ads.
Anybody that uses cookie data to implement that tracking.
Yeah. Apple's always had this kind of like ecosystem that's locked off. You can even see it in their hardware now. At the first opportunity they got, they sold it in, they welded in their RAM chips into their laptops, and you can't mess with them. No upgrades. You got to buy it upgraded, or it's never getting upgraded, right? And it's the same with I guess they see their people as like their people. And, they have the right to privacy. They have the right. And that's one of the advantages you get of becoming an Apple person.
Well, Apple have one of the strongest moats of any business of all time, right? I mean, if you're in their ecosystem, you're on an iPhone, you've got an Apple Mac, you've got everything within that.
Oh, man, everything.
System.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah.
You're rarely getting out.
Yeah. Apple Island.
Island, yes. Yeah. Yeah, cool.
So I don't know what they're trying to do, or...
Well, I mean, there's a benefit to the consumer,
experience, right?
Yeah,
it's the consumer, right?
That's right. They're just doing it for the consumer. That's really what it is. I think it's if you're one of us, then we can help stop people from tracking what you're doing online. Basically, is what it's doing. I mean, even though there's arguments to be made to say that targeted advertising is better for the consumer. I mean, you're going to see ads anyway, right? I'd rather see ads about motorbikes and cars and shoes and stuff like that, or new tech gear or whatever, than
chicken wings
or G-strings, which is something that I've only ever been slightly interested in for a short period of time.
We don't king shame here on the show. It's a safe space. Yeah. It's 2021, guys.
Yeah, so that's I think probably it's a catch-22, right? I think that at least giving the Apple user the power is an obvious play by Apple.
Well, you've got this security or privacy, right? And you don't get both.
Yes.
Right. You can either be secure or you can be private.
Right.
And I think Apple, as again part of their ecosystem, allows you to have greater security. I mean, Wade, you were saying the other day that Apple do not have, or extremely limited in terms of like viruses for their platform.
You don't get viruses.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you have that strong privacy factor, and I guess security as well.
Yeah.
If you're in that Apple ecosystem.
Right. Yep. Yeah, definitely.
This is not an ad for Apple, by the way.
Man,
as you plug away on your
that's
Apple
where
no one can see the computer.
They're bloody expensive, man. That's the thing about Apple. All right, they just
they're not premium.
They keep taking bites out of the apple. That's for sure.
We're doing motion graphics here at the moment, Crom. We're getting into the After Effects and the
Don't tell everyone our secrets.
And but to be able to do it, within a reasonable amount of time, you need a freaking $6,000 Apple laptop.
Minimum.
Minimum.
Yeah.
It's just nuts, So that's expensive stuff, man. And
so pay your freelance creatives well.
creative and copy.
Yes.
is still no replacement to any tech.
Right.
100%.
And you know, this goes back to the, you know, Google and Facebook are working bloody hard at trying to make it easier for the everyday business owner
Oh, man.
to run their own ads, right?
Especially with the advent of like machine learning, AI algorithms, like you
Yes.
will not, as a business owner or advertiser, you will not need an agency to run the ads to optimize your campaign.
Yes.
You will still need an agency to write creative,
Right.
and
create
Absolutely.
imagery
for you to market your business,
Yeah.
right? Sell your products and services in a way that's going to be appealing to the marketplace.
Cut through the noise of your competitors.
Yes.
But what small business owner has the time to run it, even if it is AI algorithm?
Well, that's the thing.
Like,
That's
who
the
has
thing.
the time?
Yeah, that's right. Well, also you've got different levels of computer competency, right? Like even business owners that have a high level of computer competency might find it time consuming, especially when it comes to the creatives and the testing and the analytics.
You've learned how to be a junior accountant over the last whatever years of your business. You've learned how to do customer service. You've learned how to source parts and be the supplier and the distributor and the installation and everything else that goes into running a business. Who has that time? It's 15 full-time jobs to be a business owner.
That's right, man. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Classic 15-hour days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The classic.
Yeah.
You know?
If you're lucky.
And
Thanks, capitalism.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I tell this story a lot. I've woken up because I've fallen asleep typing and hit my keyboard, right? And I have a keyboard mark on my forehead, right?
Not
I remember going to a Zoom meeting and there's a keyboard mark on my forehead. Yeah, and that's my point.
What was the key
owner.
that you were sleeping on? Was it the
Escape key.
It was actually, you know, the space between the space bar and the what do you call it? The touchpad.
Yeah.
Oh, just that thin line.
That that full on line is like, and I hit it really hard, and it's funny because the first thing I said was like, oh shit, I hope my computer's fine. I didn't even check what happened to my forehead.
Yeah, man, you'll repair your computer. That's an expensive repair.
If it's an Apple, you want to make sure that it's fine.
Oh, well, that's the thing. I write on MacBook Pro. I don't do anything else because everything's just anyway. Like I said, it's not an ad for Apple here.
Yeah, cool.
But I mean, going back to the point that we said before, all this technology, at the base of it still, or the core of it still, for good marketing to happen, is copy, story, and creative.
And if you're in business,
Because
if you're in service-based businesses, sales, right? Influence.
Absolutely. I work with a lot of Shopify owners or businesses that do e-com, right?
Yes.
And we build ads because they said, Crom, I really need your help. Can you help me, please? I went, okay, what do you got? And I see their Shopify website. It's all right. It's clean. But they have like different colored buttons all over the place, right? So you can't even tell where the button is.
Yes.
Right. And also you can see the personality of the business owner, especially if they're an introvert.
Yes.
Because even their website is introvert. Right. In the realm of marketing, right, or specifically advertising, right, the bold and the one that sticks out the loudest is the one that gets the attention.
Yes.
Right. So the creative side and the copy side of things is where I speak to a lot of, with the business. I said, hey guys, you need more reviews. You need to tell everybody how good you are. Right. And he goes, oh, I'm not that kind of person. I'm going, well, you're not, but your business needs to be.
Yes.
Right. And it's a really tough conversation, an awkward conversation to have with a business owner.
Yes.
It's like, okay, we need, because like, I think we said it already in Facebook, how many ads did I pass by on my way to see what my mom posted again for the seventh time in an hour because she accidentally pressed the button, right? So, you know, you pass all of that and go, oh yeah, okay, that you know, that got my attention, and it's been said before, attention is the new currency, right?
Yes.
And whoever gets the attention controls the conversation. I really, really, really believe that. And just look at the U.S. politics right now. That's how it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whoever controls that attention will get it, right? In the 80s when I was a kid, right? By the way, I was in Manila, so it was legal to do this. It's all about the billboard.
Yes.
The bigger the billboard, the more amazing you are.
Yes.
The more likely you will get attention, right? And the smaller version of the billboard is the yellow pages. The bigger you add on the yellow pages, the more likely you're gonna get attention in your ads.
Yes.
Also, unless your business starts with triple AAA, it's in alphabetical order.
Yes.
Right? So you really need to have a big, you know, ad to stick out.
Yes.
Yeah. So now in 2021, we don't really look at billboards. I mean, if you don't believe me in this one, just look at the streets of Sydney and look at people waiting in a bus stop. Everybody's looking on their phones.
Yes.
They're not really looking up on the buildings and admiring the beautiful landscape.
You know what
they're looking
billboards
at
are
their
used for
phone.
now? If you pay for billboard advertising, you need to take a photo of it and promote it on social media. That's the only way that billboard's ever going to make you any money.
How meta of you.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, Koala did that.
Okay.
Wildly successfully. It was hilarious, their ad actually.
Interesting.
They had an ad on one of the freeways in Sydney, and it was a billboard that was in front of another billboard, which was the billboard behind it was for IKEA. And then Koala had a billboard in front of it that was in the same font as IKEA and had Allen keys and stuff lying around, and it just said no FKN idea.
Nice.
It was just poking fun at the fact that everyone hates building their own furniture after they've bought it, which I do too. When I buy furniture, I don't want to then build it. I just want my furniture.
So Apple stocks is going up and IKEA is going down with this podcast.
Yes.
The influence.
Cool, Crom. Mate, thanks.
So yeah, I have a billboard idea.
Yeah.
How about this? You come up with a billboard and you get a QR code and make it art and beautiful.
Yes.
And every time everybody takes a photo,
You like that, don't you?
send them to your website.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So you make them want to take a photo of it. And then,
or even accidentally.
Yeah.
Or
cool.
even accidentally.
I like it.
Because I saw an ad, accidental marketing. I saw it in Asia where there was a business, I can't remember which one, where they put art QR codes on the masks.
Yes.
Right? So every time somebody takes a photo of them in a group photo or even a selfie, it triggers the QR code and goes to the website.
Nice.
Pretty smart.
Yeah, that's clever.
Anyway, that's crazy.
Crom, mate, it's been a pleasure, man. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
We'll get you back on soon. All right?
Likewise.
Get you in the flesh.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I love talking. I love talking to you, Crom. Guys, he's always a fun guy to talk to. You're full of ideas, full of knowledge. And it's just been a real pleasure having you on, Crom. Thanks a lot, man.
And he can kick your ass.
Yeah, that's right. That doesn't really put him in a small in a minority though. Wait, it's not hard to do. You know, there's nothing to be proud of there. I've definitely watched more UFC than him though, so that's.
Oh, there should be a fair fight.
Fair fight,
right? All right.
Yeah, it'll be a fair fight.
We'll set it up, guys. This Saturday.
I am a white belt in karate. You know,
The octagon.
The octagon.
Well,
Cool.
thank you, gentlemen, for having me. I really, really enjoyed this conversation, and yes, looking forward to our next conversation.
Thanks, Crom.
Thanks,
Me too,
Crom.
man. Peace out.
Okay,
Thanks, mate.
big soon. Thank
Keep
you.
it real,
Bye.
Man.
Thanks, man. Bye.
Cool. How good was Crom?
Crom.
He's a talker.
Crom for the
He's
win.
the right guy for a podcast. He's got some good ideas there.
Be good to get him in the room.
Yeah,
we could
that's what I
run
thought.
like a 3-hour podcast plus with him
Yeah,
easily.
we should do that. Why not? Talk more about marketing. Talk more about digital.
Let's get into some details.
Talk about sales, which is what we planned on doing, wasn't it? This
That was the
podcast is going
that
to be
was the
about
backup,
sales.
wasn't
It's
it?
like you lied. No,
No.
no.
I vote whether we get a new
Sound pad.
Sam, yeah.
more samples.
All right, like
Just
what?
anything
Got
different.
any ideas?
Explosions, guns cocking,
Yes.
cars revving. Yes, we need that.
Yeah, cool.
There's plenty of good
If
options.
you don't have
about
on
just-
your sound pad,
Yeah.
you're doing it wrong.
What about just?
Yes.
What about...
Australian internet advertising?
Yes.
All right, I reckon we should call it. We're losing the plot.
All right.
Are we? Nah, man.
That was
This
good.
is, I'm
There's
just
some good
starting to have
quality
some fun.
content, man. Getting good.
I'm
Yeah.
starting to get
Joe.
It's
What's
starting
up?
to heat up.
Let's run through the books that we're going to talk about in the next episode, Joe.
All right. Well, here's a small selection. How to win friends and influence people.
Can I
You've
tell
gotta
everyone
read
my
this.
story about that?
You're
Come
going
on.
to.
Come
You're
on,
going
man.
to. Let's run through the books. Here's one book, Billy.
The reason why I have to tell everyone my story about that book,
Is it your ego?
totally, 100% my ego.
Ooh.
Also, I just want to share with the audience here
Straight to
how
camera,
much of an
please.
impact this book had on my life. All right, it's right here. The cover was different when I read it. All right, when I was about 16, I worked for some fresh produce greengrocers in North Sydney, 2 Lebanese brothers, and they were very, very rude to me. I had to be there at 4 in the morning, and they'd give me attitude. Right, they'd give me attitude, and I was on $12 an hour. 2 chapters into this book, all right, 2 chapters into this book, I had them saying please and thank you, and I had a pay rise to $15 an hour. That's how powerful this book is. I've used the fundamental philosophies in this book my whole life, and it has changed my life. Read it if you haven't read it, and then translate it into today's world, because it was written in like the 50s or something like that.
Well, truth is
1936.
timeless.
1936, guys.
Truth is timeless.
Although this one is updated with up-to-date examples. Not this book,
Just watch the movie.
but a similar book by Jordan Belfort.
Catching Him.
Well, this is catching. We're not.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about this. I haven't read this.
It's a big book, man.
It's a big book.
I don't even think. See, it's from Vinny's. I don't even think the person who originally bought it read it.
I don't
It's
think
in
anyone's ever read
pristine
that.
My
condition.
girlfriend.
She's read it?
this. Yeah.
She said it was good.
Knocking
Look
it
at
out the
that.
other day. Yeah.
From 35.
He made her want to watch The
She
Wolf
did
of Wall
not
Street.
knock that book over in a day, Joe.
No, man.
Yeah,
She goes through books though.
Okay.
It took her a week.
Okay.
How many? I mean, it's pretty big. It's 450 pages, guys.
Yes, that's a lot.
It's not. No, it isn't.
They're big pages. Small writing.
The text is quite large.
It's like the Bible.
But I've forgotten the name of the book, so I'm going to get you to remind me.
What one?
The other Wolf of Wall Street book. Being the Wolf of Wall
Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street.
Anyway, look it up. You'll find
Straight lines.
Yeah.
Technique
it's
or
after
something
Straight
like
Line Theory,
Okay.
which is also very, very good.
Which we all know where he came up with the idea for straight line from, right? In a nightclub, in the toilets.
Somebody gave him like a
I think I'm going to call this thing straight line.
pen and paper, and just like, straight pen paper, line to paper, yeah, straight line. No, he reckons he came up with it on the fly.
Yeah, in jail, staring at the straight line of one of the bars he had in front of him, maybe.
The story that Jordan tells
Yes.
is he was in front of a room of people,
Yes.
his sales agents at whatever the business was called,
Yes,
and he just had no idea what he was going to say.
yes.
And he pulled up the whiteboard and says, right, I'm going to tell you guys how to sell. And he was like, I've got no fucking idea what I'm doing.
As every salesperson.
And just, ideally. And just drew a straight line.
Yeah, right.
I went, yeah, fucking that'll do. That's how you sell. That's
Yes.
it. That's all you need to do.
Okay. What's next, Joe, in the list?
In my Audible repository.
Yes.
So the way I like to break this down,
No,
if
no,
I'm
in this list.
no,
You're not happy with
just
this.
a big old.
We're not going to.
to.
This isn't a book tour.
Well, a lot of this is like Thinking Fast and Slow. This
No
is
book tour.
absolutely genius, written by a guy who won a Nobel Prize.
Thinking fast and slow.
Yeah, so essentially, and there's a lot more to it than this, I need to read it again, but essentially,
Maybe you should think about it.
most of your thoughts are fast thoughts, and your reactions
absolutely.
to your emotions are based on your fast thoughts, right?
And it's the filter. I've read like the
Yeah.
first 50 pages.
Yeah.
It's pretty dense.
It is.
but
It's pretty
very
pretty tough.
informative.
Took
pretty
you a
tough
while,
going.
dude. You just still You're still
processing.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking. I'm
still
thinking
digesting
too
those
fast
first 50
for
pages.
that book.
How long ago did you read the first 50 pages?
Someone left it at my house.
All right. Digested it for a little while.
Reader's Digest.
Reader's Digest. All right, cool. And Seth Godin, this is marketing's obviously in that list. That's
Always
a big
good.
one.
Yep.
Guys, last one.
Last one.
We're going to talk about sales. Wade's looking like he wants to go home.
That looks like he stole Rich Dad Poor Dad's color scheme.
Well,
Anyway,
this book is amazing as well. I've read this cover to cover, and
Wow, look at you,
it's got-
big reader.
I love that A4.
I've read this cover to cover, man. It's
A lot of pictures.
yeah.
You found that?
Yes.
What did you find that in your
Yeah.
6-year-old?
Oh wow! Look at the drawings.
You found that in
Visual
your daughter's
aids.
school library, yeah?
There's
Where that
never
came
been a marketing, financial, or sales summary without a pyramid in it.
You got to
You-
have
you
pyramids,
gotta have
man.
the pyramids.
There's so many. I'd say pyramid
They
3
do
times
so
a day.
much. Do so much visually, you know.
And we still know nothing about them.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Crom's been on. He's a legend. Love Crom.
Crom's
Thanks
the
for
bomb.
Crom's the bomb. Gonna talk sales. We've got next one
Hang
actually.
on.
Yes.
We'll agenda this for next time because you
Yes.
railroaded me and I've got confused with all these books. But what we're going to talk about is this, right? We're going to talk about how to win friends and influence people. That's
Fantastic.
step 1. Following that up with the Wolf of Wall Street book. I will remember the name by the next time we do this.
Yes.
Following that, you want to talk about never split the difference.
Yes.
And really round it off with gap
selling.
Fucking love gap.
That's a
And
big-
don't
man,
forget,
gap
I know
selling's
you're
big.
probably not that deep into it, but it'd be nice to hear you say a little something about Think and Grow Rich. Because that really is.
I'm a couple of chapters in.
Yeah.
It's very much around the what would you term it? Like
Financial investment.
No. It's
no,
like
it's
your
mind.
mental
It's
mindset.
Mindset, okay, cool.
setting it, putting yourself into the position
Yes.
to basically, law of attraction, manifest, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
A little bit how the happiness advantage talks about happy psychology, right? So much
Okay.
of psychology is focused on negative
Why are
emotions
people
and
unhappy?
thoughts.
Yeah.
That's most of psychological history, right?
Right.
Recently, last 10, 15 years, people have been getting into the why
People so happy.
are people
Yeah.
why are happy people happy?
Right.
And why overwhelmingly are successful people tending to be
Happy.
or at least have a more positive outlook.
Which
Is
one
it
came
ignorance?
Is it the success or the
Is
happiness?
that the secret to
came first?
happiness? Ignorance is bliss.
I've got to
I'll read
say
the happiness
that
advantage and
I
find
made
out.
this up, guys. I've copyrighted this. It's mine, right?
quote.
All right, ready?
All right. I've got 20 minutes on my parking until I'm knocked out. So
Fantastic. I'll only
I
need
said
19. Okay. Joe, thank
Sales,
you
come on.
so much
Create
for your
urgency.
time, man. Thank you so much for your time. It really does mean a lot. This podcast would not be what it is without you here, man.
No, it would just be
I'm
me
sorry
and
I'm
Billy.
pushing the-
and that would
pushing
be
the
just
limit.
me
Yeah.
clicking different
It's actually like
buttons.
3 words.
All right, let's hit us with
Hit
this
it.
mic drop. And
Wait.
then
I want a little ambient pause before you say it.
Smile. It'll cheer you up. Well, are you happy because you smile? Or do you smile because you're happy?
Yes.
If you're happy and you know it, end the podcast.
See you guys. Peace out. Thanks. See you next time.